Hi, people. I'm Modoni.
I'm Caroline.
Diana.
I'm Sally.
And together we are
SOS Dadas.
Hi, Sally.
She didn't know what she was doing.
Welcome back, guys. We are still chiming into the conversation on healthy living a healthy lifestyle. Last time, guys, remember we talked about what does it mean to have a healthy normality in our mind, in our body, and most importantly, our character as Christians. And so since this conversation, I kept on saying, we shall continue, we shall go in. Some of us threw really deep comments, wink, wink, Carol. And yeah, we're all trying to just say what's on our hearts, but today we'll get into those deep stuff. And so specifically, one thing I think that I remember hearing from all of us was that healthy doesn't mean a salad. Healthy isn't a measure of weight. Remember those numbers?
Number.
Yeah, we're not a number. Healthy is not being it's not just being something that can be on a scale. It's being healthy. Being healthy is about involving your mind, your spirit, and your heart just as much as it involves your body. So each person's version of healthy is different. That's important,
That's
right?
true, that's true.
Yeah. So sweets don't make us unhealthy, but sadness will, guys. Sadness will make us unhealthy. So just as we're continuing and we're looking at now the maintenance of that, because it's one thing about knowing, it's another thing of doing.
Yeah.
So for all of us, like I don't know who would want to start, just how much has your relationship with your body influenced your health over the years?
Let me start. Yeah, I think for me, if there's one thing, I've always been a yo-yo dieter. But I didn't always grow up like that. I've grown up in a family where we are, my father affirmed us. You're beautiful. I even had like pet names by my uncle. He used to call me Opugna. Opugna in Luo is like this round person,
Okay.
Yeah, but it was never
A compliment.
Yeah, it was never offensive because
Okay.
for me, I never actually saw myself as big. Like it was never something that I look up like, oh no. So I grew up in an environment where I was always called Opugna and it was fantastic. I mean, fast forward, life happens. You meet boys. Yeah, boys have an effect.
Boys come in at a certain point.
And they change your perception. Then that's when my spiral down towards your dieting. Nothing I've not done. I've done Kayamutoko sexy back. I have done fat loss lab.
Oh, yeah, remember.
I have taken pills to lose weight. There is absolutely nothing I've not. But I saw that all this was just a vicious cycle because I was not becoming the person I want. So I'd lose the weight. I'd wear the dress. But then after that, I'm like, please, where's Java chocolate fudge? Yeah, I used to love Java.
that.
I could buy and just eat it alone, So for me, my journey has been it until the day I decided to do it for me. Yeah. And even then, let me tell you, it's been another story, which I'll tell you. It's been another story. I have not yet still come to, like, even when I did it for myself, I never still saw myself as beautiful. Yeah.
And we'll get to that, Diana, because I have a very burning question for you. But anyone else, like how has your body image, Mudhoni, we asked you earlier about the media and all that. Like, Carol, for example, what particularly, how has your relationship with your body influenced your health?
I would say I was always a very tiny girl. Very tiny girl till I got to high school. And
Body?
hips
Puberty hit you
Yeah,
hard.
hips broadened was real. From
Hips
home
don't
science
lie.
from home science to reality in my life. But I think for me, the good thing is that I was always very athletic, even when I was a small child. So being in basketball and also playing badminton,
Yeah.
so I was able to maintain still a healthy lifestyle. Because like basketball is crazy, you have to wake up and actually in Tamwana, when you're doing the ball games, we had to do laps in the field at 4 a.m. in the morning. That was crazy.
Wow, how I used to run.
Yeah, so
It's walking. Even
Times have changed.
She's just spending and I'm wondering who are we talking about?
have changed.
I used
Times
to
have
run.
changed.
Yeah.
So
So yeah.
run.
So moving forward, I leave high school, and then when you start living a sedentary life from living a very active life, you actually gain some kgs. So for me that, but yes, I gained weight and I could see. And then being the last one, now I'm noticing that I am bigger than my sister who is older than me. So that actually used to affect me a lot, because also when we met with relatives and friends, they'd be like, meet me, meet Shiro, and meet Njoki. So people would presume I am the older one. That used to really affect me. Why am I being told I'm the older one and we have a 4 years difference? Just because of my body size. Fast forward, shortening the story, campus happened. So within campus, I still maintained, I think, the same. But then after campus, I shrank back. And now it became that, I really don't think it's intentionally. What happened is that, okay, I've always wanted, now, because of being told I'm bigger than my sister, then when I moved out and started staying by myself, I think it's not that I joined a gym for I want to lose weight, but I think I started making healthier choices in terms of the food that I was eating. So actually, like, my weight loss wasn't planned. It was, I'm staying by myself, I'm independent, but at the same time, I'm making healthier choices. So for me, it's always affected. So there's that thing of, in regards to my psychology and my esteem being affected by my body. But other than that, I've always reminded myself that if I live a sedentary life, it's going to affect my health. And yes, as you're saying that I don't like walking, I do a lot of house chores. That's the other thing.
So house chores can also be...
Yes, because it goes back to, I am not the most active in terms of, today I'll say I'll go in for a 5 km run, or I'll go to the gym every day, or I'll even ride the bike that's in my house to exercise every day. I may not do that, but I'm not a posh potato. I will do a lot of house chores, which is what helps me to maintain a healthy lifestyle. And for me, I think it goes back to, I relate the health in terms of being able to do things for myself and serve others. So if I know that anything is going to affect doing things for myself and serving others, I really need to check on that as a person.
True. And I mean, I'm hearing things to do with your dieting. I'm hearing things to do with, making decisions about how you eat every day, what you do, and even aspects to do with comparison. Let's not lie. There's that influence from the media, and even in our families, as Carol brought in the aspect of her sister, you compare yourself with your siblings. I mean, you same womb, but you're like, I have thick thighs, that person has barely thighs, somebody is, tall, short. The comparison is a fact of a reality, and it affects how we see ourselves, it affects how we think about ourselves, and essentially how we behave. So, Muthoni, I'd like to just follow up on the question that I had started with you last time when we talked about the media's influence in terms of our body image. God knows how you can open Instagram and you can just see this, Diana, those measurements were what? 32, 28?
26, 34. I've forgotten.
Yeah, they were just
24, 26.
Your bust and your hips are supposed to be the same size.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you're supposed to reduce 4 inches.
Yeah, and then there are even times when you find people
actually 10. So your mom is saying 4 inches. It's supposed to be like a 10 difference between your upper and your lower.
Okay.
So if it's 34, 24, 34.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, and there are times when I hear that even the media, people have gone, celebrities, for example, have become the standard of health. So as long as you look like Kardashians, as Carol said, as long as you look like Vera Sidika, as long as you have that, proportion thing, and then people remove their ribs even to maintain that.
To get small, or wear corsets.
The cinched waist. I mean, come on. How are you supposed to breathe? How do you eat ugali with that? Like, how do you sit down and enjoy your life like
That's
that? So,
true.
Muthoni, are there any times in your life where, and Diana brought up the aspect of men, you reach puberty. I don't know for you when the men influence on your body image started, but I'd like to hear from any example in your life that when you now started having probably a negative image and maybe the turnaround when it became positive, if at all it did,
Okay, this is interesting because I'm trying to retrace back whether it's a man issue or stuff, because I've always been, is it opugna? What do you call it?
Opugna.
Yeah, opugna. I've been
Say it with a Django accent.
opugna since I was 6. I was very aware of my opugnaness since then. But I think for me, I learned earlier on because, like, okay, it was a place where I lived where you'd buy clothes according to your age.
Yeah.
So, like, if my mom would pull out a 6-year-old dress for a 6-year-old, it wouldn't fit me. So you'd find that she had to buy something a little bit larger.
Okay.
And that was, I think, already the numbers began a long time ago.
Wow.
So you become aware of that maybe because as kids, it's like, from ages 6 to whatever.
Yeah.
I did not fit in ages 6 to whatever when I was 6.
You were always a bit
I was always a bit up, maybe even 8 to 9, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's funny because if you have another kid who's long, they don't have that problem. They just say mtoto ni mrefu. It's just a big kid. But when you're opugna, it's
this
a
one needs to
whole
lose
other
weight.
story, right? So I got to a point where I think I left a phase after high school. All I used to do was wear baggy stuff.
Yeah.
And what I
remember.
didn't realize is that it didn't make me smaller.
It made you just look bigger.
It just made me feel more opugna. Like for real. So one day, I think it was at Carol's birthday, and I wore a dress, a fitting dress.
Oh, the polka dot
Yes.
one.
And
So
somebody
beautiful.
who'd seen me immediately after high school told me, wow, Modoni, you've lost weight. I looked at him and laughed.
You're like,
I have gained 20 kilos. What are you talking about? So you start realizing that when I am happy with my body, I tend to treat it better. One, I eat better when when I've made peace with it. I eat better.
Right.
I dress better. Now I'm dressing the body I have as opposed to the one I'm thinking that I want to look like. It is a daily struggle because you see now, if he hadn't told me I had lost weight, and first of all, the first thing I did was rubbish him. I was like, what are you talking about? This is ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
But you see, what I was doing to my body then
yeah.
wasn't right because of what people had made me feel about my size.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine who kept telling me, you've got a big butt.
Whoa.
And she just kept saying it over and over again.
was
And I
a
didn't know if it was a compliment. It just felt like a blunt statement that didn't do anything for me but just make me wonder. And when she said it to me the other day, I was like, okay, I see where you're going with this. It took me years to figure out that she was actually trying to, I don't know whether it was a shock statement. I don't know. It's been there. It's always been there.
Yeah.
It's not going anywhere. I don't want it to go anywhere. It can actually stay there. We are now friends. But for the longest time, it doesn't have to even have to be men. It could be just a girlfriend that you have and she
Very
just makes a
true.
statement. It can be a parent. It can be like an auntie who passes by and goes like, "Ay, Modoni, you might need to do a little few things right there." And at moments where I used to look in the mirror and I'm like, what are they talking about?
Oh, I feel fine, right?
Because there's a time I actually broke down and I'm like, what is she talking about? When I look in the mirror, I'm okay. But then I start noticing other people. So you've never grown up looking at people, but all of a sudden you're wondering, oh, okay. Oh, I see. And it became my missing because I started walking into a house and started counting how many people are bigger than me.
Missing
Wow.
tile effect.
Yeah.
Yes, I would walk into a room and the first thing I would check is like, not even how many women, how many people here are bigger than me?
Male or female?
Male or female.
And so if
and
you
then in my
find-
mind, and if I do, my mind basically goes into a point where I need to prepare myself. Because somebody's going to come and look at me and say something. So I'm always ready. I'm ready for war. So somebody else and they go like, "Ay, kapumpo, akwisha, I'm ready for you. You don't even know, you don't even do this, you don't know where I've come from." We take pictures. Oh my goodness, I used to scatter. I don't want to any record of this fluffiness anywhere. And it just starts eating you up. But later on I came to realize when you get to a point where you appreciate who you are, when you stop comparing yourself to everyone else in the room.
Yeah.
Because one thing I've realized, we could all be the same weight, but we will never look the same way.
We'll never.
We
Our
could be the
structures are
same.
different,
We
yeah.
could be the same
Body
body type. Some people think they can get a thigh gap. Yeah, not with my thighs.
Apparently, men don't even know what that is.
Yes.
If that's your idea.
I think we'll ask our producer.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
wasn't a thigh gap.
Yeah.
It was a
What
full
is that?
conversation. I was wondering, what are you talking about? This size.
Yeah. There is no gap that is going to come.
There's no way my bones are formed huko.
Yeah.
I mean, no gap.
Yeah.
No gap.
Yeah.
But when I started now looking at myself and taking care of myself and being good to myself and loving me and appreciating who I am, I started doing right by my body. I started walking more. I started eating better. I started now taking the time to plan what's going to go into my body and on my body.
And I love that it's for you. It's not for anyone else. It's not for those people who said, oh, you need to cinch this, you need to lose this, you need to tighten this. It was for you. That's amazing. I mean, that's a story. I think you can hear how everyone chimed in. That's a story that goes beyond just Mudhoni's story. I mean, and of course, I guess Mudhoni, whether we hide it or not, our body image will continually affect us, even as we grow older, as we get children, when we get married. What are these things that we have to keep telling ourselves? Because there's a lot of negative, but I think the overcoming comes, as Mudhoni talked about, when you actually get to a point of contentment with yourself, not content to the point of inaction, but to a point where you just love yourself for you, because Christ made you special.
That's
he made
true,
you,
that's
even if you're the same body shape, different body shape, tall, short, black, white, yellow, red, orange, whatever, he made you for his will. And the point is so that you can achieve what he wants you to do. So still on body, I just want to go into the aspect for guys who may be listening, and everyone who goes to like a point where they want to change their physical appearance. And so the most influential place, that a place you can go to change your physical appearance is where? The gym. So I mean, I'm a gym person. Hey, and so I love going to the gym. Actually, I find it a time for me to clear my mind, to detox. When I'm angry with the world, like I'll bottle up. I'm like, that's for the gym. Put it in the gym bottle in my brain. So now we have this gym culture going on. Yeah, everyone is like going to the gym, and it's actually even a status thing. I've seen two girls in the gym. Like, I'm in the gym. Half of the time they're on Instagram and taking selfies
and pictures.
Each sweat that drops, there's a picture.
It's recorded.
Yeah, so I don't understand. So Diana specifically, because I know you go to the gym, you hit the gym hard because of your lifestyle. You're an active person. You hike mountains. Heck, you did Kilimanjaro.
Yeah,
you summited it. Good stuff. So
thank you.
How when you are in the gym and you feel like I don't know if you do, but you feel like you'll never be one of those people who I got up like this. Like, they just look like their entire lives have been in the gym, and that's where we all know that everyone started from somewhere. Like, I mean, realistically, but when you enter, you're like, guy, okay, hapa wanaishi Monday to Monday.
It's true.
Yeah, so tell us an instance in your healthy body journey, because you actually mentioned the aspect of, when certain challenges in your body image have affected your life decisions in terms of having a healthy body. So give us instances where in your healthy journey process where you have seen this to be true.
I mean, this is a daily thing in the gym. Like, there are these 3 women in the gym. They look like they just walked up like that, honestly, and they're not tiny. They just have the right body fat on their thighs. I'm such a thigh person. Like, I just like big, structured, nice, firm thighs. Their arms look nice, their butt look nice, and you see the weights they lift. Even dudes look at them, and I'm always like, fine. I have days when I'm on my high, I drop 100 burpees in 10 minutes. Abuku mountain climbing.
What? That's not easy. Wait, that's not easy. 100 burpees.
And I'm so on high, and I'll get to the bathroom and I'll shower. And there are days I walk in and I'm like, but why? Why is it not translating to this body? But why?
Why?
So you have those, those moments when you're up and you're excited, and then those moments when you're really low, trying to understand, will I ever get there? But why does that come? Because you're comparing yourself. You
comparison.
Let me tell you, I've never talked to these ladies. I don't know their names. I don't know anything about them. Maybe, perhaps, if I ask them, what's been your journey? What's your story?
They're probably going through the same thing.
Exactly.
In their heads.
Exactly.
Yeah, comparing and looking at you, it's 100 burpees
Exactly,
in a minute. Looking in 10 minutes and looking at her
That.
and saying, I wish I could do even one burpee.
It's so true.
Yeah, exactly.
So for me, they are my SI unit, because I feel if I get there, then I'll be happy. You see, until I,
then I'll be happy.
Exactly. So let me push myself a bit harder. So you set these unrealistic goals, by this month I should have dropped, and then so this day you're focusing on thighs, next week you're focusing on hands. You know what? One day you're tired.
And this connects to what we said last time about how different parts of the body affect. Guys, disclaimer, you shall not work out and say, I've just come to work my belly. You have to do an all-rounded thing. This is just...
Life is all-rounded. Mind, everything.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's all-rounded. You cannot just focus on your thighs and say, oh, you're bummed. That's this thing. Just want a big butt and that's it.
And with an arc at the back. There's this arc that just, Mudhani has it naturally.
Surgery will help you there.
Serious.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
It's the truth.
Yeah, and it's like, as in, it's unrealistic, and it reaches a point where you frustrate yourself in the process in the gym, because you put unnecessary pressure on your body. You actually create injuries to affect you in the future. So yeah, gym people out there, like going to the gym, I would say your mindset is very important when you go there. Have targets, of course, set your pace,
but enjoy your time. It actually gives you such feel good hormones. Enjoy your time. What you've got to do, work hard, leave the place, and let it just feel you, to make you feel good about yourself, but not to what is it, to to imprison you, to make you a slave.
A slave to
that
the gym.
if I don't go to the gym, I can't eat chips because I'm going to have these calories. I didn't burn them in the morning. Whoa.
Sadly, I actually still suffer with that sometimes because I find myself working out in the gym specifically for a certain thing. Like when we were hiking Kilimanjaro
Exactly.
together, it was like, I need to go to the gym, I need to work on the Stairmaster because this is what's going to tone my legs, etc. But when I look at it as what you're saying, everything is connected, mind, body, and character.
You won't punish yourself.
Why am I punishing
Because I ate
myself?
chips yesterday, tomorrow I have to do this number of calories. You won't punish
It's
yourself.
moving from one slave of fries to another slave of the
It's
treadmill.
true,
So
it's true.
let's stop moving slavery
Yeah.
here. Let's have targets, but let's not go through the slave trade. I know, it's a
This
real
truth
big
shall
challenge.
set you free.
Amen. Yes. So we hope that it's gonna set free some gym people. Keep going to the gym, it's not bad. But as Carol said, there's so many other ways to work out.
Yeah.
You can work out in your house chores, taking care of your baby.
Kupiga dasta ni
mothers.
job.
Yeah. You have to bend, you've got to play with them. It's a whole aspect. Just what is your perspective towards that? And now as we delve into perspective and now into the mind, if we improve our minds to the utmost of our ability, we shall through life continue to study the ways and works of God and to know God more and more. So basically,
yeah.
if we are specifically working our brains, we've talked about the gym. That's physical.
Gymming the mind.
Yeah,
Carol
but
said
now
that.
we're going to the gym of the mind, right? So specifically now to Carol, like in your experience as a 21st century woman, you've been single, now you're married, you're a wife. What are the mental and emotional habits, in your opinion, that routinely keep us stressed, keep us, burnt out, lack of energy, and basically kill our optimism, especially when it comes to our faith in God?
It's something that Diana has alluded to, and also you, Sally, when you talked about the missing tail. For me, it's a big syndrome that affects everyone. So probably when I was single, I was successful in my view in very many areas of my life. However, Christmas after Christmas, you go home and people are like, not even my parents, your aunties, those even who do not raise you, but they'll come and ask,
They have a
so utala lini, so watoto, it's like it's kama utakita kola sipate mtoto. So you see that gets into your mind in regards to no matter how successful I am as a single woman, I'm not enough till I get married. And now I'm married, sorry.
You're not enough.
I'm not enough till I get babies. So
And
it's
then
we
number two?
So yeah, and after baby number one, it's number two. And as probably I would presume now with my sister-in-law who has 4 children and now they're in school, she will not be enough till probably her children graduate. So it goes back
They
to
graduate, they need grandchildren. You're not sure yet.
Yeah,
It never ends.
I know.
Then you die.
It's a vicious cycle. And it's what the missing tail is always a missing tail. And it will continuously be there. And you'll continuously struggle with finding temporal happiness by achieving goal X. But then imagine there is Y and Z.
Maybe explain for us, like, what exactly is a missing tile? Because somebody's probably listening. What is a missing tile?
So let's presume a ceiling. We're in a ceiling.
Yeah.
And let's even not even say the ceiling, but let's even say the floor.
Yeah.
We have a tiled floor. And there's one tile that is missing. Like probably it broke and then now that part, the square part there's nothing.
Yeah.
That means that, as you're seated, you will probably not notice the 99% of the floor that is correctly tiled.
That's true.
You'll only notice that 1% that is
one
missing.
tile. Yeah.
So that's what we call the missing tile syndrome. And we apply that in our lives a lot and it really affects us. And my what I've noticed is that we give ourselves a lot of pressure, single or married, about what is the it that I want to define for myself. So until I get this, I will not be happy. I will not live my life to the fullest. But my question is, who tells you that you're guaranteed of tomorrow?
I'm telling you.
Live today like you don't have a tomorrow to live for. Because only by living that way will you live your life in a healthy, sustainable way.
That's true.
And it's not because of that 1% that I'm missing.
Yeah.
And it applies for everyone in every phase of life.
Yeah.
So for me, I think it's what Paul said, contentment with godliness is
It's
greater
great
gain.
gain.
Man.
So each stage of your life, imagine enjoy on the journey to where you're going.
Man.
Don't sit in God's waiting room waiting for these blessings to come and then you're there with anxiety on how I'm not a size 8, that's why even no man is approaching me. It's a lot of rubbish that we feed ourselves into. So enjoy each stage of your life and find contentment in it. And contentment does not mean that I'm on a high, like today Sally has bought me a soda and now I've drunk the Fanta and I'm so excited. You know, that's just happiness for Sally. I love you. It's a sugar rush you've given me and it ends there. However, if the same Sally comes and steps on me, what happens? Probably when you'll be uttering all the unprintable. So it goes back to, can you be content and live your life sustainably? Not based on that goal that I'm waiting to reach in my health life.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
It's so true. And you know, the world has given us extremes. You're either high, or low. So it's either the two. And that's not how God works. That's not how he works. And it really gives us an opportunity to actually show who we are as Christians when we're able to understand that balance. So I mean, I just want to get closing thoughts from all of us. You know, the statement, as we talked about, your beliefs, they become your thoughts, and your thoughts become your values, and then your values become, you know, your character, and your character shapes your destiny. So, you know, we know that statement. It was said by Mahatma Gandhi, and it's such a, what does that mean to you? You know, like just 2 words, 1 word actually. Diana.
I think for me, 1 word, okay, 1 sentence.
Okay.
It means I have to be careful what I'm feeding my mind.
Okay. You have to be careful what you're feeding your mind. Mudhoni.
Actually, that thing is on my wall so that I can remember it every day. It's printed on my wall. What it just reminds me is, like, if you begin right and keep feeding what is right, you will finish right too.
I agree.
Yeah.
Carol?
For me, I would say keep a positive mindset. And positive is not based on what the world is influencing you, but what does the Bible say about you? Because with a positive mindset and a clear conscience in life, you're able to have a healthy, normal each day of your life, not a yo-yo for today I'm excited, I went to the gym, I did 3 laps, and then tomorrow, because I will feel I'm the biggest loser.
Amen. I mean, guys, as you can see, like, as we come to an end in this amazing series on maintaining a healthy lifestyle, we've practically given you illustrations of the struggle is real, guys. Struggle is real. Yeah. And so we have to be very alert. I mean, we're told in the last days of this earth, we need to be diligent. We need to be literally very vigilant to know that the enemy is out to devour, not out to build, and God is there to build us. And so when we look at these aspects of our mind, take charge of your body, take charge of your mind, take charge of your character, because these things shape your destiny. And we want you all, and we ourselves also want to do right by God, and we want to be able to be effective. I was reading once about this old African proverb, and I think I'd like to end with this, is that when there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm.
Amen.
I repeat that.
That's
when
true.
there is no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. So our mind plays a big part. I think that has come out in all of this. So if you focus on your mind, overthinking, overstressing about all this stuff, you really are fighting or allowing the enemy outside to have power over you. So focus on fighting the enemy within with God's help. So we want to thank you so much for listening. We want to hear from you, your comments, please in the comment section, please provide us stories of instances where you've had body issues, where you've not had body issues, gym, nasty experiences, good experiences, learning and curves on our social media platforms. That's on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, hashtag SOS Dadas, so that we can hear from you and we can comment and learn from one another. We don't know anything. We just want to thank Billy Black for his support, always for helping us to do this and get this to happen. And with that, we just want to say thank you and continue listening to us. Goodbye.
Bye.